Hey guys, it's been a few days since I posted my last video, the one where I told you about me being fired. Um, it turns out that this whole thing is playing out for you guys to watch, so I hope you're entertained. Um, Today I want to talk about fear. Um, Fear, I feel like, is at the base of a lot of the decisions that we make in life. And fear can prevent us from being injured, but it can also hold us back. It's something that's really been holding me back, and I wrote down some of my thoughts about it. And this is really a pep talk to myself, but this is also for any of you out there that are struggling with overcoming your fears because you know doing maybe you're doing not so well and you want to do better, or you're doing good and you want to be great. Whatever your situation is, we all have fears that we face, small or large, and sometimes they're not useful. Our brains are sending us warnings, but you know, they're actually just holding us back from greatness, and we all deserve to be great. So, a few of the things that I notice about people is that a lot of people are afraid of making mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, first of all. I don't know anybody who's never made a mistake, and I know plenty of people who make mistakes all the time, me being one of them. And there are good mistakes and there are bad mistakes. Um, I read a quote once that was talking about how if you're not making mistakes, you're not doing anything. So that's really about people who are being passive participants in life. Being a passive participant in life is probably, in my opinion, one of the worst things that you can do, because you're living a life of avoidance. Being human, we tend to often not be aware of our own mortality. We think we have forever, and I think it's also like a Western first world problem that we think time is an infinite resource that we have, and it's not. We look at the things that we think are important, and we choose to allot our time to them based on priorities. I think you should really slim your priorities down to bare bones. So one of the exercises that I did was to make a list of the things that I absolutely can't live without. So I made a list the other day, hanging out with my roommate. So shout out to him to helping me brainstorm. One of them was health. Obviously, I can't live without my health. Your health is your wealth. Thankfully, I'm a healthy person as far as I know, and I'd like to keep it that way. So I try to take care of myself. I have to make sure I have health insurance in case, God forbid, something serious happens to me. So I can allot money for that, and also for preventative care, shelter, having a place to live, having not just living in a box or some crappy apartment, but having a nice place to live. Because I value that, because it helps me think and it makes me feel comfortable, and I feel like I need those things, to express who I am creatively. Community. So I want to always have, it's a priority to have access to other people who share the same mindset as me, to be able to have an open dialogue without feeling threatened. That's not, obviously, that's not something that is the way things are, but it'd be nice to have that. Time and money to spend on social activities and to support causes that I believe in. and to also have power and influence and the ability to share my creations. So back to my thing about fear. Okay, so if you're not making mistakes and you're living passively, you're living a life of avoidance. You are a passive participant. I mean, who knows how long that we'll be here? Security is an illusion, really. Be an active participant. Face your fears. Fuck up. Pick your poison. Rock the boat. Feel the thrill. And ride the wave of consequence. I mean, everything you do has a consequence. You really can't avoid it unless you want to lock yourself in your house and watch TV all day, which I don't. I mean, I don't know about you. I'd like to fulfill my wildest dreams, but I'm not going to do that if I'm not out there, making an impact in the world and fucking up if I have to. If you could, it could take you, writing this wave of consequences. I actually got that from a podcast with Joe Rogan that I listened to. It was David Lee Roth who was quoted as using that phrase, which is kind of funny, from Van Halen. But anyway, if the wave of consequences could take you somewhere amazing. A life lived in hiding and fear, a life lived worrying about side glances, backstabbing. Guess what? It could happen to you anyway. So overcome, keep that smile on your face through the storm until they think you're absolutely fucking crazy. You lost your damn mind. We're born alone and we die alone. Change is the only constant, and life can't be avoided. So take the first step. I suggest your first step be figuring out your priorities, what you can live with, what you can live without. There are a few exercises that I haven't done, but I'm interested in doing. If you want to do them with me, or you just think they're cool, or you want to look it up, see other people that have done them. One of them is to live basically with nothing. It might sound like a tacky experiment, because there are truly people whose circumstances don't allow them to experiment like this. I mean, it seems like a ridiculous thing to do, but it's an act of stoicism. It's an experiment in stoicism. So basically, you live voluntarily in poverty for a certain period of time, and your body, you come to realize, hopefully, that you can deal with a lot more than you think you can. A lot of people think their breaking point is so low. It's not. I mean, you can take a lot in life, and you can still shine through despite, people trying to throw dirt on you all the time. You just brush it off like you're a goddamn superhero. Seriously. It's all about the power of belief. So those are just a few ideas that I have right now. I'm going to be doing a version of my of my personal manifesto. That's going to be coming out soon, and obviously, I'm in the middle of a lot of things too. I have to find another job for a while, which might be difficult. And I'm trying to think outside of the box, because one of the biggest reasons I'm also doing this is because I would like to remove myself from the traditional employer-employee relationship. I'd rather, have my own venture, and maybe not so much be the boss, because I don't want to go from taking myself out of the problem to being the problem. I don't really like the power structure in that kind of relationship. But I have some ideas on exploring different kinds of working relationships, and I would like to make them happen. So however I can do that, I thought about supporting multiple Kickstarter and featuring maybe on if this goes anywhere on like featuring multiple Kickstarter campaigns, um, and like contributing to them and sharing stories of people who are putting their ideas out there, who are trying to make things happen. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. Like a lot of the most successful people out there have failed multiple times, have been made fun of, you know, lost everything, gotten 10 times back what they lost. I mean, life is an adventure. Don't be somebody who's watching someone else's adventure. Have your own, choose your own adventure. And once again, this is all stuff that I'm saying for myself, but hopefully this will help me to wrap up my thoughts and then I can really go ahead and jump into it. All right, thanks.